As Marai stood at the top of the building on the day of his middle school graduation, only darkness clouded his thoughts. He decided to give the ground a passionate hug because he had never been happy in his life. He tried to plunge into the concrete, but an angel caught him and he thought he was being transported to heaven. The angel, on the other hand, identified herself as Nas, and she is pleased that she has prevented him from becoming a pancake. Marai battles to accept this reality, and sees his appearance drifting in the window. Despite having given up since his brother and parents passed away 7 years ago, he still wants to be dead. In addition, when he was taken in by his aunt and uncle, he would watch as his parents spent actual time with their children while he was just kept in the trash room. He became nothing more than a tool for them and slept alone, shivering, every day in that room. He thought there was no longer any hope for him, but Nas flew away and told him she was an angel of a special rank. She possesses the ability to provide him with everything in this world, whether he desires love or freedom. Marai is certain that he believes he has entered nirvana because he ate something, passed out, or actually fell to the ground. But the angel tells him to start with freedom because his whole life has been spent as a slave. However, Marai refuses to select. So he orders her to give him both. Nas says that she will, and that it was just custom to say that he could choose one. Marai has had enough of this journey, and decides to return to hugging the ground. However, Nasi throws the magical circles and gives him an armband and a necklace. She gives him wings so he can fly around the world and be free. In addition, if he desires love, she can summon a magical crystal arrow that instantly makes anyone who hits it fall in love with him. Either the wings or arrows she can give him as a last salvation. However, Marai refuses to select, so he orders her to give him both. Nas says that she will, and that it was just custom to say that he could choose one. Marai has had enough of this journey, and decides to return to hugging the ground. However, Nasi throws the magical circles and gives him an armband and a necklace. However, he need not be concerned because only those with angels will be able to view them. This will be his life until another god is picked. However, she advises him to simply have a go at flying as of now with a solitary idea of flying. His wings emerge from slender air, and he takes off at super speed towards the sky. He eventually reaches the top of the clouds and sees the sunset after struggling to control his speed through them. He began to weep as he flew throughout the night, believing that it was more amazing than he had ever imagined. He makes it back to the city, where he thinks there might still be a chance to live. In Tokyo, it was St. Patrick's Day, and he thought back to giving his childhood love the four-leaf clover. Nace appears once more and informs him that he can steal anything he desires while seated and gazing up at the sky. With his super speed and with the arrow, he can make anybody fall head over heels for him and do anything. Marai is perplexed as to how this preacher of demon behavior can claim to be an angel. However, NASA claims that devils do not exist. Regardless, they're inside the hearts of underhanded individuals like his uncle and auntie, who killed individuals. When Mirai asks her what she's talking about, she tells him that his uncle and aunt killed his parents. This whole time he'd been harassed by them and dealt with like a slave. Mirai's brain breaks, figuring the holy messenger should mislead guarantee they killed his loved ones. However, NASA advises him to utilize the road to find out for himself. He flies back home and his auntie advises him to pick up the pace and move from the entryway. Mirai already wants to inquire, but she tells him to shut up and hurry up. He drops a white liquid directly on her chest as he points his arm in her direction. I meant to shoots directly into her chest, sorry. His aunt rushes toward him when she gets up and is ready to plot with her massive cannons. However, Mirai pushes her off. She breaks down and puts everything on her husband when he asks her if they killed his family. His uncle sees his wife crying when he enters the room, but she reveals everything. He recalls that day vividly because her husband was the one who rigged the car to blow up in order to steal his family's fortune. He was going to prepare his project before his parents left to take his brother to school. But the car exploded when his father started it up. His wife reveals that it was all for the insurance money as they continue to wrestle. The prospect of them doing this for cash breaks Mirai's psyche, and he says they ought to have been the ones to bite the dust. Instead, when his aunt hears this, she asks him about Nas explains that his red arrow possesses this power. They will meet the Buddha if they have done something that merits the opportunity. He collapses when he realizes how easily people die if he orders it. He is still alive today, and he remembers the feelings his mother gave him when he showed her the picture of the family. His mother let him know that everybody is brought into the world fully intent on tracking down joy and attempting to accomplish more prominent bliss. She wanted him to have a happy life as a result. At that point, it turned out to be obvious to Mirai he should attempt to continue to live to arrive at joy. The angel also tells him that he is correct and that she is here to ensure that she can assist him in finding happiness. She finally says that she is Nas, and that she will be his personal angel. Mirai is seated in the hotel a few days later. He used the arrow to convince the staff to let him stay here because he was broke and couldn't afford a room. He wouldn't be content with anything, even if he could steal it all with this power. He wants to be happy like everyone else, but first he needs to start making money. Nace tells him to kill his uncle and his children so that they can get back all the money they got from him. However, Mirai is unable to bear the thought of witnessing the same level of bloodshed as before. He can use the additional white arrow she gave him instead. She tries to explain the significance of all these abilities as this white arrow peacefully kills instantly. God is no longer strong. After a long existence of endeavoring to make Earth a superior spot, he named 13 holy messengers to find people who will be fit for filling in as the new god. Additionally, Nas was delighted to finally grant Mirai happiness. They were all given 999 days before they had to leave. After hearing everything that Mirai has to say, even his name is Mirai. He sees a person being followed by an angel on the television and learns that he has coerced 5 women into falling in love with him. Nas continues to explain the arrow's rules after Mirai asks if there is a way to avoid being shot. A person can only avoid an arrow by flying faster with their wings. Additionally, you can only shoot a single person and the effects of red arrows last for 33 days. At last, you can all things considered shoot 14 arrows in something like 33 days, which is presumably what the individual on television did inside a vehicle. The plot grows. They beg him for a protein shake, but as he marvels at the beauty of this life, an armored Mega Man opens the car door and shoots a white arrow straight at him, instantly ending his life. He flies off with his red arrow. When Mirai reads about the man's death the following day, the angel returns his body to heaven. The angel that is carrying him, Luda, is glad this person died while walking through the city. Nas thinks he must be very smart for confessing by shooting his uncle with a red arrow and congratulating him on getting into the best high school. She tries to cheer him up, but she finds out that he snorts depression rather than copium. So she asks him for what good reason he's not generally so cheerful as he ought to be. He reveals that he is primarily concerned about the other god candidate's death. A bank robbery is taking place in the city's heart.
Watch this next video. Till next time, my fellow legendary plot masters.